All right. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stachelin Yaps, where today we're yapping about the fact that lasagna is in fact a cake. Okay? It is. You might argue with
I
me.
mean,
You
it
might
is.
say, what makes it a cake? Well, let's get into it, okay? And just a quick word, we'll talk about this later. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by W Energy. More on that later. So, lasagna being a cake. Let's look at the history of cakes, right? You might think of cake as being strictly a dessert, but let I remind you, that is not where cakes started. In fact, cakes, and where they started, is being a generally bread based item or grain based item that you would put things on top of or whatever, and it was to simply generally make ingredients last longer, and it was just something. It's kind of like a goulash of like bread form. So you just whatever you kind of
Mhm.
had, right? And that morphed into being a biscuit like thing with things like Johnny cakes and whatnot, which are very common in the American frontier as we manifested destiny westward, of course. In the 1840, in the early 1800s, not specifically the 1840s, but in the early 1800s into the early, very early 20th century, early 1900s. That's where cakes started, of course. Cakes being a dessert was an offshoot. However, both things were referred to as cake. As I mentioned, cake was generally a grain based thing. You know what else is made from grain? That's right, noodles. Mm hmm. Noodles, of course.
Mhm.
Cakes tend to be a layered item, are they not? Yes, they are. You have batter, frosting in a multi tiered cake, of course. Heck, even a one tier cake is still layered because you got batter frosting, right? That's what lasagna is. You've got
It's,
your noodles. Your noodles are your batter, of course, right? Yes. Your sauce is your frosting. The cheese, it's all the cake decoration, right? Like, come on now. It's really obvious that, of course, cake, lasagna, and cake, they're one in this. They can't say they're one in the same, but they have similar origins. Lasagna is a cake. I mean, here,
yeah.
either of you guys, come on. Let's hear some more opinions on this.
Well, no, inherently it is. I mean, it is layering things just one after another.
Right. I
I mean,
mean, I don't know how
I mean,
how cake how a
technically,
lasagna could be a cake. On it, quite honestly, I don't know how it
you
wouldn't be.
maybe you could consider all cakes being sandwiches, but that's for another episode.
Mm, that
Yeah.
one's more difficult. I could see the argument for pie being a sandwich. Not
Oh, but
cake
cake is a
though.
sandwich.
Not
Well,
really, because there
well,
isn't.
you can
You don't put anything inside of a cake in the middle of a cake typically. Whereas
frosting.
pie has a filling.
Sometimes,
Frosting's not a
yeah,
filling.
frosting
Frosting's a
is a filling.
topping.
Mm.
Nope, you can fill it.
You don't
There
put
is filling as
no.
well.
You do not fill frosting. You use a type of cream, whether it's a Boston cream or a Bavarian cream or some other thing. Frosting uses not a filling.
I mean, it is. That's the entire argument, VGS, is what officially is the definition of a sandwich.
A definition of sandwich has to have one to two distinct, well, one or more distinct pieces of bread, right? So, like, think of like a hoagie or like a hot dog bun kind of piece of bread, which can be used for like sandwiches like hoagies and whatnot, or different subs. Still technically one piece of bread, but it has an actual filling. Frosting is in fact not a filling. That's simple culinary. That's science, I
Frosting,
guess.
frosting could be considered. Yes, hot dogs are a sandwich.
Hot dogs are,
Frostings
yes.
could be considered. Yeah, it could be considered a filling.
No,
Frosting could be considered
frosting
filling.
cannot be
Yes.
considered a filling because you use a cream. Use a Boston cream, Bavarian cream, fruit preserves, or whatever. For baked goods, of course. You do not use frosting. Frosting always goes on top, never inside of.
Yeah, it does.
In what?
Tiered cakes. Tiered cakes. Have you not seen tiered cakes? That is inherently a sandwich.
So that's not a filling, that's just a layer. Not a filling.
It's
Filling has to be
that
enclosed.
technically is a filling.
Filling
No,
has
it
to
does
be
not.
enclosed. Yes, it does.
Have you looked at a sandwich?
It's enclosed by the. Okay. The frosting
Oh my gosh.
between layers also is on the outside of the cake too. You don't put the bread in the middle of a sandwich. That's called a witch sand. Different object.
I mean, you could put a piece of bread inside of two pieces of bread, and it is a bread sandwich.
That's just three pieces of bread, not a
That
bread
is a
sandwich.
bread sandwich.
Okay, but frosting's not a filling because it's still on the outside of it. It's in the inside, but it's also completely on the outside too. It's just
By
another
tax
layer.
law, by tax law, an open face sandwich does exist. That is why pizza is also a sandwich.
Okay,
So technically, by that definition, frosting on a piece of cake is an open faced sandwich, therefore a sandwich.
but it's not open because it's got another layer on top of it.
What layer?
If it you said it was a tiered cake.
If it's a tiered cake, then the argument's simple. You have gluten based bread on the bottom, frosting, which is the filling, and then another gluten based bread on top of it, the other cake.
Okay, it's still on the outside of the sandwich. It's the outer. Actually, in that case, it would not be the frosting that's the filling. It would be the bread on the inside, because all the frosting is
Still
completely
worse.
covering the outside. In that
Still
case,
worse.
well then frosting's not a filling. Frosting becomes the bread.
Okay, then bread's the filling. It works either
Well,
way.
yeah, bread can be a filling because of the bread sandwich analogy. Frosting can't be though. Frosting is on the outside. There
Frosting
might be
doesn't
some
have to
on
be
the
on the
inside, but
outside.
frosting's not a filling.
Frosting generally does go on the outside, but I have seen cakes where it does not always have to be on the outside.
I mean, I guess you can have it where it's just on top. I mean, and again, like I was talking about earlier with things like Johnny Cakes, it doesn't have any frosting at all. So there's no frosting on the outside.
I mean, and then what was it? I think Ireland a few years back tried to discern Subway sandwich bread as not being bread but cake.
What? How? I don't
There
remember
was
hearing
too
about
much
this.
because there was
There
too
was
much
a kind of
sugar.
like, yeah, lawsuit because there was too much sugar in it for it to be considered bread.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Almost as dumb as the lawsuit of
Well, there's a lot of dumb lawsuits.
well, the dumb lawsuit of someone trying to sue Subway for not having for their like footlongs not actually being a foot long.
Should have
Oh,
won that
well,
suit.
I'm sorry. There's something called shrinking when cooked. Sorry that that's a thing.
No, no, they settled that case. The dude got that a lot of money off of that.
Oh my god. That's disgrace to the American legal system because that was an American that sued for that, if I remember correctly.
At least I believe he won, because now I think all Subway employees have to measure what the sandwich is.
So lasagna can be a cake. Lasagna could definitely be a sandwich for sure. You just have to
If
make
you
sure that you take off the sauce and cheese from the top layer, and then it'd be just like a double decker sandwich or triple decker. How many layers of lasagna you put in? You just have to take the stuff off the top for it to be a sandwich and not a cake. Because you for I mean, the open face sandwich thing kind of a thing, but that's a I don't know, that's kind of dumb.
generally it's not. I mean, yes, it does exist because toast and pizza, but if you're trying to fit it into things, yes. Generally no.
If it's an open face sandwich, it's really not a sandwich. It's kind of just like layered stuff on top of bread. It's just toast with
Mhm.
something on it.
I mean, there is a challenge, or I think somebody broke it a while back, but
Every
it was a
food can be
challenge
classified into
where
four categories of calzone, salad, um, how are the other
yep,
two?
soup salad sandwich, and calzone
Salad
and
sandwich and
calzone.
calzone, yeah. And Pop Tarts would be calzones by that metric.
If not, I mean they could also be slotted in as a sandwich, but calzone
Yeah,
would work best.
yeah, for sure. Pop Tarts again though
I
have
forgot.
frosting on the top, which kind of makes it difficult
No,
to be a sandwich.
the only reason calzone was added is because somebody broke it with something. Somebody broke soup salad sandwich with something, and I forgot what it
Well,
was.
yeah, because the open ended sandwich argument is stupid. That's open ended sandwiches aren't a thing. If we're gonna eat the aluminum can, would Coca-Cola be a sandwich? No, it's canned soup, obviously.
Yeah,
You're just
that is
eating
that
the can. No,
Is
that's
the
just
soda,
any
canned
is the
drink
soup.
soda
is
technically a filling? Then
yes.
can.
Yeah,
In that
although the problem
analogy,
with the
technically,
aluminum is aluminum isn't edible.
that would just be soup in a can.
Yeah, it's just canned soup. It has to be canned soup because the can you can't eating the can is not a qualifying ingredient. Fun fact, chat: can not ingredient.
Damn.
By the way, for those of
And
you who are
does not
podcast
be.
listeners, this is happening live at twitch.tv/Stachelin. Make sure to pop in sometime and say hi. Maybe drop me a follow. Okay. So, we've covered a lot of things. Number 1, lasagna is a cake. Open-faced sandwiches, not a real thing. It's a fallacy. Cry about it. 3, what are sandwiches? It's pretty diverse. Of course, hot dog isn't sandwich. This is an agreed upon thing. Some people might say no to that. To you, I say, well, maybe get a better opinion. And we have also, of course, discovered the fact that no, aluminum is not edible. No matter which way you try and eat it, no. However, uranium is the ultimate bulk.
I mean, that is fair. The only reason I brought up open face sandwich is that I think is that is in the New York tax code, I believe.
Yeah, okay. And if I have a casting couch, I can put a fully automatic machine gun on it and get that as a tax write-off because it's
Uh-huh.
an employee.
If you just explore tax codes, they are amazingly funny.
There are so many stupid loopholes. The tax code is not by no means a document that you should base many things off of.
No, I just thought it was a very
The only
fun
thing you should
topic to bring.
base off of the tax code is how to get pay as little in taxes as you can.
Factual statement.
That's all you should be doing.
Pray to
So,
the Dark Lord.
what was that?
Or is it pray to the
Right
Dark?
of the-
Oh, no
Kali
praising
Ma,
Dark
folks.
Lords.
Kali Ma. We
No
will add our name.
praising. There will be no praising Dark Lords. No, not today. Not on a Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. We praise tacos today.
You're leaning into the Trump voice.
I had to for that. I don't know why, but I just felt it just felt right.
Yeah, I guess.
We are recording this as the debate is currently going on, so
Yeah, that's fun.
it
Yeah,
makes sense.
this is being recorded while the second presidential debate is happening. What a great way to bring this in. Remember, as I said, this podcast episode is sponsored by Dubby. I'm sure you guys get tired. I know I certainly do. Streaming is not all that tiring, but the rest of the things in my life are, like having 2 younger siblings. Makes you want to jump off of a cliff sometimes. And I'm sure you guys get tired too, Knowing you guys, you definitely do a lot of things that you shouldn't do way too often that would be tiring. Like eating aluminum. Don't do that, by the way. But when you
Don't
get
eat aluminum.
tired, you might be tempted to go to things like energy drinks or sodas, whatever. And let me tell you, we got to put a stop to that, okay? Energy drinks are just cancer, okay? They are. It's just the way life is, right? I'm sure we can all agree to this. You shouldn't be putting monsters in your body. Definitely not Bang Energy. I mean, heck, they're going bankrupt as we're speaking. So, there's that. But let me tell you about Dubby, okay? Dubby is an energy supplement that you put in your water. It tastes great. It's sugar-free, chock full of vitamins, and won't give you the crashes that other energy supplements will. You might hear gamer subs claiming the same thing, but guess what? It's not true. It's false advertising, okay? I've tried it. Sure, does it taste okay? I know there's some cool flavors. Yeah, I mean, I love the Russian Badger. But Dubby is better, okay? It's better for you, it's cheaper, and you're gonna enjoy yourself more. Now, let's say maybe caffeine doesn't sit well with you. That's okay. They offer caffeine-free versions that if maybe you just don't like the taste of water. You know what? Some people say that you should probably learn to like the taste of water, but in the meantime, it's hard to break bad habits. So you can't just do things cold turkey. You got to go step by step, right? And Dubby is your next step to that. And remember, during the month of September, if you use code STASHLIN at checkout, you will get 20% off. That's right, 20% off using code STASHLIN. That is STACHELIN. Code STASHLIN at checkout. Make sure you spell it in all caps, by the way. Back to your regularly scheduled content. You smoke. Yeah, that is cancerous, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Might be just a little bit cancer.
just a little bit cancerous, yeah, for sure. So, let's see. What else is a sandwich? There's a lot of things that are a sandwich. Be
Oh,
honest.
so many things are sandwiches.
Okay.
I mean, we
Can a
could
tortilla
play
be
the
classified as a bread?
yes, tortilla is bread.
Okay, so burritos are also sandwiches.
Hmm.
Tacos are sandwiches.
Well, no, burritos I would more put in calzone.
I can see the argument. Yeah. It is kind of a calzone. Tacos are definitely sandwiches, though.
Yes, tacos are sandwiches.
So, okay. Right. Okay. Now, hear me out. The Taco Bell 5-layer burrito is a cake.
Yes. Yeah, I can see it.
Especially considering when they, like, take, like, cheese and, like, melt it onto it, and it's got, like, the so-called layer of, like, the theoretical frosting on it using the cheese. Like, that's a cake.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Like the Twinkies that are frosted on top? It's basically just that, but Mexican food. Which, then again, well,
The
Mexican food's
Mexican
kind of an
food.
affront to Taco Bell. Well, Taco Bell's an affront to Mexican food. I said that backwards.
Yeah, you did say that.
Actual Mexican
Say,
food is good. Actual
I was
Mexican food
about
is
to
good.
say.
I could not say. I had to correct that. That would be very bad if I didn't. Actual Mexican food is significantly better than. Is it? Yes, a taco is a sandwich for
Yes.
sure. For sure, chat. Taco is definitely a sandwich. And Taco Bell is an affront to everybody.
Mhm.
Stop eating Taco Bell,
Yeah, let's
please.
stop. I don't eat
If you're
Taco Bell.
gonna get Taco Bell, get chicken, not the beef. That beef is full of so much soy protein and not real meat, and it's also just god awful in taste. The steak is okay. The chicken's good, as good as Taco Bell can be for all intents and purposes.
Taco Bell.
It's pretty bad, all things considered. Um, yeah, don't eat Taco Bell. Don't eat most fast food. It's generally pretty garbage.
Yeah.
Yes, Taco Bell and McDonald's both
Crispy.
sell sandwiches. Yes. Pie is also a sandwich for sure. Pie is a sandwich. It's got filling in the middle, and it's got bread on the top and bottom. It's a sandwich.
Sometimes not the top. Depends on the pie.
Oh, I guess pumpkin pie doesn't.
Yeah, open-faced pies wouldn't be sandwiches.
What other open-faced pies other than pumpkin pie is there? It's the only one I can think
Yeah,
of.
you can make open. I mean, you can make open-faced pies out of anything, really.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
it
suppose.
depends on your style.
The
I
problem
mean,
with like
usually they're enclosed.
the problem with fruit-based pies is you're gonna dry out the fruit too much if you do it open-faced.
Mm-hmm.
Fact of the matter is, pumpkins already is well. Pies are not cake.
Do not
No.
shit on do not shit on the name of pumpkin pie.
I'm not. I'm not
Pumpkin pie's
dumping on
pumpkin
pumpkin pie. Not doing that. Okay.
Good.
So now we're gonna get into some really deep debate here. Yes, pies are sandwiches. Cakes can kind of be sandwiches, but sandwiches are not sandwiches. Okay. Now, let me explain this. Okay. If you've got a Tesla and you've got a Toyota Corolla, are they both vehicles? Yes, but does a Tesla deserve the name of car? No, it doesn't,
No.
and it should be a friend. You should be ashamed of yourself if you own one. So, with that being said, yes, are both things sandwiches? Yes, but sandwich does not necessarily equal sandwich. Okay, it's the same idea as 2 plus 2 sometimes can equal 5 if you really dive into the not perfect math, right? It just simply is that way. Okay? They are not equal. Yes, are they both sandwiches? Yes. Not equal sandwiches, though. They're just not. You know? All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, kind of idea. Same thing there, right? Of course it is. Let's see here. What was the next thing we wanted to hit on? Talk about, not hit on.
I was
Touch
about to say,
on.
who are we hitting on, bro?
I don't know. There's no women in chat. Please. You expect there to
If
be.
there's an actual woman, in chat, please let us know.
Well, if they are, they're watching ads right now. You
Well,
wait.
YouTube, I
Hold
don't
on.
know.
Chat just said they've never been to a Taco Bell.
What?
Yeah.
Good for
Wow,
you.
you are.
Good for you. I'm amazed though.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they're like the third largest like fast food brand in America, and they have a. There's no Taco Bells in Brazil. Honestly, you're lucky that you don't have to
I mean, it probably
consume that
is.
cancer.
Really, goddamn.
You are really lucky that there's no Taco Bells there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Might be all we have to
Bars.
talk about today on this episode of the podcast. I think it
Yeah.
is. You got
I
anything
don't
else
know
you
if
want to
you
talk
want to
about?
go through some more foods and slot them into sandwich, soup and salad.
Okay, yeah, we can do that for sure. Let's hit it.
Just start shucking out foods, and I'll name them.
Okay. Oh, am I listing foods or you are? I misheard you.
I'll slot them out.
Okay.
I'll slot them into the.
Okay. Spaghetti. Where does that fall? What does that fall
That is
into?
a soup.
That's a soup? Okay.
Well,
I
soup
can
or salad,
I
depending on
can
how you look at
I
it.
can see the argument. The problem is the sauce isn't liquidy enough to be a broth. It'd have to be
And I
I
would
think
say
it'd have to be a
salad.
salad because it's
Yes.
you've got a base with sauces and vegetables in it. It's kind of more of a salad. Okay. We talked about tacos. We discussed those. Let me see here. Let me think here.
Riley, you can throw them out too.
I mean, I don't really know.
Burger's obviously a sandwich.
Out sandwich.
Yeah, no shit.
Where does the steak fall?
Steak would fall
If you
in.
got just the steak,
Probably. I think it's salad. I believe it's.
salad
Oh no, it has to be. The rules of the game. It has to have two ingredients or more, or
has to have
two
two
or three
ingredients.
ingredients.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess it depends on how you cook your steak. I mean, theoretically, if you're doing it right and you're butter basting your steak and whatever, like it does have at least like two. Okay.
Two objects. So
It has to
like
be like an actual like dish with like stuff that's all
meal.
combined together.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. So there's the
Or else you can. Yeah.
there's the fork in the coals there. Okay. So I think I just made up a sent. I don't know where that came from. I think I just made that up. Um, that's not what I meant to say. That's kind of what just came out. Um, new saying. I get new saying invented. I guess. Okay. More foods. Let me think here.
Like classic meals with the family.
Classic meals with the family. Okay. Right. I'm trying to think of stuff, and for some reason, nothing's coming to mind.
Mhm.
Hmm. Oh, for all of you Little Debbie fans, the oatmeal pies would be a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just sandwich.
Yeah. Straight up sandwich. All right, where does borscht fall on that list?
Borscht.
I mean,
Obviously a soup.
yeah.
Have to be a soup.
Yeah. I mean,
Just didn't expect to hear borscht come out of your mouth.
yeah. All
Nikocado
things.
avocado transformation. No.
Is the Nikocado avocado transformation a soup, a salad, or a sandwich?
That's
You
definitely a
can't place
salad.
that.
Yeah, because
I mean, definitely salad.
That's probably all he ate for like the last several years as he's been apparently like he recorded a lot of those videos all within like the same amount of time.
He backed to like
yeah.
2 years, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
backed
just
up like 2 years and then just disappeared for 7 months, and then
it was more than 7 months. Like he
no, no,
stopped.
no. His last upload before that was 7 months ago,
Oh,
so people were wondering what
yeah,
happened to him.
yeah. I mean,
So
even then, his posts were very irregular. Even before
yeah,
that, it was like once every couple of months anyway. So
I don't know. I don't really
once.
know too much. I don't really know too much about that. I don't watch Nikocado Avocado.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But apparently, he just called out everybody for like being a human.
Being being an asshole.
Massive internet curveball. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go watch the other ones, and I don't know, do whatever the heck you're gonna do, and things and stuff. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, and things and stuff.